So tonight I'm going to look at the practice of mindfulness and how we can enhance our life through this amazing practice that has gained a lot of recognition in recent years, and especially in its ability to enhance our lives in lots of various forms. It is an ancient practice. It's rooted in the Hindu, Buddhist traditions, but it's now embraced by people from all walks of life. By cultivating mindfulness in our lives, individuals can begin to experience a profound transformation in their overall well-being and the quality of their life. And so I'd like to talk about some of the ways that we can actually begin to use mindfulness to enhance our life. Well, the first thing that we need to talk about with mindfulness is what it actually is. And it has three parts to it. It has being in the present moment. Not in the future, not dwelling in the past, but being in the future, in the present moment only. It's about awareness. What is actually happening to us in that very present moment. And then the last thing, it's about being aware of the present moment without reacting to it. The Buddhists call this equanimity. It's being balanced with whatever happens, a non-reactive state of being. So mindfulness is great for helping us stay present in the moment. You know, all of our fears exist in the future. And all of our anger and worry and doubt kind of comes from the past. You know, all of the acts that we need to forgive in our lives are things that have happened in the past. They're not things that are happening in the very present moment, because in the present moment, there is no need for any of that. In the present moment, when we are in that moment, it is perfect at all times. You know, in our fast-paced world, we often distract ourselves with the thoughts of the past or the future. We become preoccupied dwelling on the past or preoccupied worrying about the future. Mindfulness teaches us to anchor our awareness in the present moment, which allows us to fully engage with our experience, with the relationships that we are engaged in, and with our surroundings. And this heightened sense of the presence in the now can lead to a greater appreciation for the simple joys in life, whether it's savoring a meal, a fabulous cup of coffee, enjoying the sunset or sunrise, listening to a concert, or in some way connecting deeply with the others around you. Mindfulness keeps us in the present moment and allows us to experience life fully in the now. And there is a great power in the now. Mindfulness has been shown over the years to significantly reduce stress and improve our overall health. Over 50 years ago, a doctor named John Kabat-Zinn started what he called the Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction Program at the University of Massachusetts. And so much research has been done on the effects of mindfulness in reducing stress. And when we reduce stress, we reduce things like inflammation. We reduce the amount of pain that we feel. We can actually begin to heal our bodies by practicing mindfulness around the situations that we find our bodies are going through. This non-judgmental attention to our thoughts and our emotions equips us to manage them more effectively. And the self-awareness that we gain when we're practicing mindfulness enables us to respond to challenging situations with greater clarity. It builds our resilience. It reduces the harmful effects of chronic stress and some of our physical ailments, and helps with our mental health immensely, so that we can actually become more balanced in our emotions. Mindfulness-based interventions have shown to alleviate symptoms of anxiety, depression, and even a lot of the post-traumatic stress disorder that we find going on in our world today. Fabulous work has been done studying mindfulness in all kinds of healing modalities. The practice of mindfulness can help enhance our relationships. When we approach every interaction with mindful attention, we become more attuned to the feelings and the needs of others, and we become more attuned to how we are responding to others. This empathetic awareness can lead to improved communication, makes conflict resolution easier, and it deepens our connection with all of those around us. Mindfulness fosters such qualities as patience, compassion, active listening, and those are all essential for building and maintaining any healthy relationship. As we are approaching any kind of situation, especially if we think we're going to be in a conflict situation, if we can get ourselves in a mindful state of awareness of what's going on in our bodies and actively listening to the other person involved in the situation, I think that we can alleviate a lot of the stress in our lives around our relationships. Mindfulness has been proven to improve our overall physical health. Research has shown that regular mindfulness practice can lead us to lower blood pressure, improve sleep, it enhances our immune functions. By reducing the stress and promoting relaxation, mindfulness supports the body's natural healing processes. When we get our bodies in a state of relaxation, when we're not so stressed about things, our bodies have the opportunity to heal themselves in a way that they can't do when they're under that trauma of stress. Also, many people, when they practice mindfulness, find that they actually more easily make healthy life choices, such as better eating habits, increased physical activity. And this is just simply a result of their awareness of what's going on around them as they are practicing mindfulness. It really can help improve our physical health in lots of different ways. And another thing that mindfulness can do is it can help us find greater purpose and meaning in our lives. Through self-reflection and a deeper understanding of one's values and beliefs, mindfulness can guide us towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. A sense of purpose can lead us to increasing our motivation, expanding our creativity, and having a greater sense of satisfaction in the things that we were actually able to accomplish. The practice of mindfulness is a profound and transformative way to enhance our lives in all kinds of ways. By becoming more present, by reducing our stress, by improving relationships, boosting our physical health, finding greater purpose in life, people begin to unlock the full potential of their lives. Mindfulness is not just a simple technique. It actually becomes a way of living that can lead to a more enriched and fulfilling existence. So let's do a little practice of mindfulness here right now. You know, we can use lots of different techniques for mindfulness, and it really doesn't matter which one you choose. What I like to do is I like to practice lots of different ones and find the ones that really work for me most effectively. And so we want to stay fully present in this practice of mindfulness. And so one of those ways that we can do that is to have an anchor, have something that we can go back to in those moments when we find ourselves with our chattering mind going like crazy, which is, you know, what our mind is designed to do. It chatters a lot, tries to keep us safe. You know, it's a very protective device that we have installed within us that doesn't really like change. And when our brains and minds and our ego, or whatever you want to call it, begins to sense that something is shifting here, then it will try to distract us away from that. And so we wind up with that chattering mind. Mindfulness is about trying to stay in the present moment and eliminating as much of that as possible. Now, it's not possible to eliminate it all. It really isn't. The most skilled and gifted people that I've studied who practice meditation hours and hours a day say that true meditation is that pause between the thoughts of that chattering mind. And our goal is simply to expand the pause. And we're talking about like a 5-second pause or 3-second pause. And if we can get it up to a 10-second pause, we've done miraculous work in our lives. And so it's just about beginning to find those moments when it actually expands. And so one of the things that I think is the most easy thing to anchor our attention to is our breath, because we always have it with us. We wouldn't be around if we didn't have our breath. And so there are lots of different ways that you can do that. You can count your breath. You can purposefully breathing in and out on a regular rhythm. You can find a spot on your body and feel the breath at that point. For instance, right here on our nose, this little spot here on our nose, right below your nostrils. When you breathe in, you can actually feel the air moving in there. And depending on the temperature, it's either warmer or colder. And when you breathe out, you can actually feel the air breathing out too. Generally, when you breathe out, your air is warmer because it's been warmed by our bodies, which generally operate at 98.6. So the air is warmed in our bodies, and then we breathe it out again. And so let's bring our awareness to this part of our body right here as we just do a little bit of breathing. And so it helps me to close my eyes. If that works for you, that's fine. I find that with my eyes closed, I'm less distracted from things around me. I don't get as taken away from my mindfulness in looking at something around me or noticing something, movement or things like that. So I close my eyes. I try to sit in a comfortable, upright position. I like to be sitting upright. I don't want to be laying down. I find that if I'm laying down when I try to meditate, I usually fall asleep, which, can be good too, but that's not the purpose of my time for meditation. And oftentimes I have a journal or something to write on nearby because things will come through when we're practicing mindfulness or just simply meditating in any form. And I find if I don't write them down, they're gone. And sometimes it's okay that they're gone, but sometimes I want to remember them. So if you want to get something out to write with, go ahead and do that. But if not, just get yourself in a comfortable position and just begin to relax your body and close your eyes and bring your awareness to that space right below your nostrils, your upper lip. And feel the air moving into your nostrils as you breathe in. You may even feel a tickle of the hairs, the fine hairs that are on the top of your upper lip. And then just breathe out and notice the air moving over your upper lip. It's been warmed up a little bit by your body. You don't have to make it really deep breaths, but just enough that you can keep your awareness on that spot of your body. And we're just going to breathe in and out for a few moments. Anytime I find my mind wandering, I bring my attention back to my upper lip, back to that spot. And just continue to try to stretch out those moments of meditation, those moments of mindfulness. So let's just breathe together for a moment. All right, so let's just take in a nice cleansing breath. Just move your body around a bit. Might wiggle your toes, stretch your neck. Check in with your shoulders. Just bring yourself back fully present to this moment. There are lots of things that we can do to keep our awareness in the present moment. Finding something that will work for you will help you in lots of different ways. Some people like to use a candle flame. That always seems to work for them. I don't like that because I have to keep my eyes open if I'm going to focus on a flame. Other people use music, especially something that's very rhythmic, that they can find something in there, that some part of the music that brings back their attention, or just even the music itself, finding that to when they find their minds drifting, they focus again on the music. Because, when our minds drift, we kind of tune those things out. So bringing our awareness back to it all the time. You can do mindfulness meditations when you're walking, and people will use their footstep and actually the movement of the foot. The wonderful Buddhist monk Thich Nhat Hanh says that there are 6 stages to a single step, and he lists them. You put your heel down, you roll your foot forward, the heel lifts up, it comes back down as the front of the foot comes forward again before you move your foot out to the next step. And so focusing on each of those individual movements as you're walking can be very mindful. Simply counting your steps can be a mindful thing too. Different ways you can do it. Oftentimes people will use a mala, a prayer beads. Generally there's 108 beads in a necklace. Sometimes I've had prayer mala bracelets that were like 20 bracelets, and we would breathe in and out as we touched each bead on the mala. So it doesn't really matter what it is. Just something that helps keep you centered and grounded in the present moment is always beneficial. And we only meditated there for a couple of moments. We only were in that mindful state for just a brief period of time. But I don't know about you, but I felt quite relaxed when I came out of it. And I think that's one of the benefits of it. You're under stress. Take a few moments, close your eyes, breathe in purposefully, keep your attention focused on your breath, and allow that to ease the stress that you might be feeling in any particular moment. You can even do this when you're in the car. Like if you stop at a stoplight, you can close your eyes for a second and breathe in. Don't worry, the person behind you is going to honk the horn when it's time for you to move. So, I wouldn't do it while you're driving, of course, but, if you're stopped at a light, it's a great time to just release the stress of it. Just close your eyes, take in a breath or two, and let it go. Keeping yourself mindful in the present moment. So, each week this month, we're going to talk about a different way of enhancing our lives through some of our spiritual practices. Well, have a great week, everyone, and we will see you back here next week on our Wednesday evening experience. Good night.